Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome to Richar with the reactions. Hera crashes Zeus's wedding. So I guess she really didn't want him to get married, or at the very least she really wanted to be there. So let's take a look at this video and figure out why. But before we dive in, I just want to take a moment and just thank you guys for the 300 subs. I really appreciate it. I couldn't have done it without you guys, and we're going to keep working until we get to 500 subs. And when we get to 500, we'll do a celebration of some sort. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll talk about that as we get closer. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's dive on in.
Maybe we just don't get what Zeus and Hera have got going on. I mean, every relationship is complicated, right? And sure, centuries of mythology and fighting and trickery and murder don't exactly paint a flattering picture, but maybe we're the assholes here. Maybe we just can't judge a 2,000-year-old highly symbolic dynamic between the all-powerful Lord of the Skies and Guardian of Hospitality and the Goddess of Women and Family by the same metric we'd use to deem a bestie's new boyfriend a serious red flag. Zeus and Hera are fascinating characters, but they're also gods, and that means their actions and relationships have meaning beyond the surface level. Hera punishing Zeus's lovers/victims for Zeus's infidelity is, of course, a victim-blaming dick move, but Hera is more than a garden-variety woman scorned. She's the goddess of marriage and family. Of course she punishes people who break their vows, no matter the context. And why doesn't she punish Zeus? Well, in lore it's because Zeus is more powerful than her, but the practical reason is because Zeus is not a person. Zeus is a story and a god. Hera's vengeance on infidelity was a social pressure on the people of ancient Greece. Stay faithful to your spouses and respect the bonds of marriage, or Hera would strike you down for defying her domain. Be a good host and keep your guests safe, because violating the laws of hospitality would bring down Zeus's wrath on your head. When we retell myths, it's easy to focus on the gods as characters, because they are. But it's easy to forget that they were also more than that. We can get hung up on the canon of mythology not holding together, but that means we're approaching mythology with the wrong set of expectations. We read a novel or watch a movie expecting the story to hold together because that's the point of those stories. But the point of the mythology was not to tell a set of stories that was internally consistent, it was to establish who the gods were and
but gods have been punished before, right?
So we
Or
can
at the very least, very inconvenienced.
all we want, and we should because it's hilarious, but we shouldn't forget that those stories existed for a reason. In fact, today we're going to be talking about a story that both ties directly into a real historical celebration and paints Zeus and Hera's relationship as more mutually affectionate than average. Don't get too excited, it's still a pretty low bar. Now this story comes to us from Pausanias' Descriptions of Greece, and the story begins, like so many do, with Hera pissed off at Zeus. The actual reason is unspecified, feel free to spin a wheel on that one, but this time she's more than just cranky, she seems actually willing to break things off. She dips out of Olympus and crashes on the island of Evia to sulk, and nothing Zeus says can change her mind. Faced once again with the terrifying specter of the consequences of his own actions, Zeus seeks help from King Kytheron, a mountain god with a startling amount of experience in romantic shenanigans. One can only assume he's seen his share of lovesick young people looking for picturesque environments to wax poetic in. Kytheron suggests that Zeus can win Hera back with a wacky hijink by playing to her jealous nature, and proposes
This reminds me of that episode of How I Met Your Mother, when Barney was teaching Ted everything that Robin liked and disliked.
In fact, all of these people share names with major local geographical features.
Or was it the other way around? Was Ted teaching Barney?
This is a river, and Plataea is the name of the whole city.
It was one of
This
those.
is most likely a situation where all parties involved are gods, nymphs, and other anthropomorphic personifications of the kingdom and its natural environs. Anyway, Kytheron suggests they really celebrate with a celebration parade where Zeus can show off his new bride. True to form, when Hera hears about Zeus gallivanting around with some brand new squeeze, she gets in a right twist about it and flies up to the ocean in furious rage, finding Zeus heading a lavish bridal procession with someone dolled up in a beautiful wedding dress. Hera storms the procession in all her glory and rips the dress away, finding nothing underneath but a wooden statue. Hera is shocked to learn that, at least in this specific case, Zeus genuinely only had eyes for her, and in Boeotia they say that the heart of the queen grew 3 sizes that day. Zeus and Hera reconcile at a reunion so beautiful it was commemorated in the Daedalus festival for centuries, where wooden statues were carved from sacred oaks and carried through marriage ceremonies up the peak of Mount Kythera, where a huge offering to Hera and Zeus was prepared and burned to celebrate the one time their relationship actually kind of made sense. So remember, folks, if you and your partner are having a tough time, they're gonna absolutely love it if you replace them with a doll.
Words not describe how much I love that little statue. It's always very funny to me when people talk about Greek gods like real people or messy, problematic celebrities. Interesting. I mean, but that's kind of how people saw them back then. 22. How can you stand Athena when she was so awful to them? Oh, well, you see none of those people are real people. Zeus and Hera are an absolute mess, but it's nice to get the occasional reminder that the breakups and illegitimate offspring aren't their whole deal. I mean, if this story is all they have other than that... Now here's my question. Is it really that Zeus only had eyes for Hera? Or was it that he was concerned that she was gonna leave him? It seems like an egotistical move to me, because at the end of the day, he cheated on her multiple times, right? So it's obvious that he doesn't have eyes for her, or just for her. And oh, here I go, talking about them like they're real people or celebrities, but I think that's normal, right? Because in mythology, the purpose of the story is to usually explain why something is the way it is, or to provide some type of moral. So I think in these stories, it's normal to look at them as if they're characters in the story, aka people. But you guys let me know what you think. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this video and their relationship. Do you think their relationship was okay? Do you think it was good? Or do you think it was toxic like me? And that's today's video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.